We were having some technical difficulties. I'm sure that you were just all waiting for us, so we're happy that we were able to get here. We wanted to tell you all about our trip to Washington and how ChatGPT did with planning it, because we weren't convinced it was going to go great. So what do you think? Do you think it's going to go great? We want to tell you all about it. Let's jump right in. Anne's going to tell you what the best,
Well, first I want to just tell you, if you're new, welcome. We are in the process of going full-time RV, but we have a few years before that. So we're just sharing our plans to have on how to go full-time. And then from there, we are going to head to on a few adventures before then as well. And then we will be full-time RVers.
Heck yeah. So welcome if you're new here. If you've been here, thank you for hanging out with us, and we'd love to take you guys along on the trip to going full time. We will obviously be doing some traveling before then, so we want to take you on those adventures, give you some Airbnb tours, some hotel tours, and tell you about our adventures. So right now we're going to tell you about our trip to Washington and how ChatGPT did with planning it. So
we have seen quite a few national parks. That's kind of our goal, is to see all of them. And so this was number 23, 24, and 25. And so this is the first time we are doing it this way. So we first would like to share the positives, which there were some, which was very exciting. The first positive I'd like to share is that we planned this little book, and the book printout was really awesome. And so it kind of gave us a daily printout on every single day that we did. And in each day, it would have where we're staying the night, some dinner recommendations for those nights, scavenger hunt ideas on pictures, and activities based on the drive that we were doing that day. So one of the things that we really, really loved on this was those activities and the ways that we did it. Oftentimes that...
The like daily questions she's talking about when she says activities. Is that what you were talking about?
No, I'm talking about activities. So like if one day we're driving from... one national park to Seattle, from Orca Island to Seattle, and it dropped us off into a town we would have never gone to.
Called LaConner. So if you have not been to LaConner, we would highly recommend it. Why would we recommend it? Tell them.
Well,
tell the good people.
We both have two different ideas, and I know that she's talking about the best bakery I think we've been to in a very, very, very long time. Mm-hmm. So good. And one of the activities that... Sage is our ChatGPT, just so you know.
That's his name.
That is his name. So he told us that we should go to LaConner, which we had never known about. And it's so exciting because if we were just looking this up on a map, we would have never known to go to this town and to get a picture with a baked good and some coffee. So Chrissy doesn't drink coffee, so we had some hot cider and a baked good, and it was so good.
I mean, so good.
And it had a boardwalk along the whole entire river. It was a river. Sure. Going to the ocean.
I was just going to say, wasn't it the ocean? Yeah. It might have been the ocean, y'all. Sorry.
No, because there was land right across from us. So it was probably the lake going to the ocean. But we saw a sea lion.
No, a harbor seal.
Harbor seal. Mm-hmm. And the food was spot on. Hey.
Sorry.
And so one of those things was we would have never known to stop at these unusual spots. So activities in locations that we had never thought of was awesome.
Yeah, that's a great one to start with. One of the other things that Sage did, reminder, Sage is our ChatGPT, but one of the great things that Sage did was he gave us daily questions. So obviously he didn't do all of this planning on his own, right? And just to show you, or to tell you about it a little bit, we actually have a video that we'll post down in the description and probably right up here on top for the replay about how we had ChatGPT plan it. So some of the ways that we gave him prompts and the things that we said to try and get him to give us the information and the trip that we wanted, right? So you didn't just get to say, send me on a trip to Washington and give me all the things. Because it's a computer, right? So you have to work with the computer and get it to give you the information that you want it to give you. So with that, I thought it would be really fun while we were driving, because there was a lot of driving on this trip, to do questions. We did one question that was like a deeper question and another one that was like a funny question. And that was kind of fun, right? Like Anna and I work opposing schedules sometimes. Currently we are. And so we don't get as much time together as we'd like. So we wanted to try and utilize this time to, connect a little bit more and have some fun with some of the conversations.
And we did not do the last question. So surprise, we're going to do that one, those ones now. Hey. So fun question. What should the final selfie that we took at the airport be a caption of?
The caption should say, sad to leave, but happy to go.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sad to leave, but happy to go home. Because I've always said that I want our life to be built in such a way that we don't need to vacation from it. And we've been able to do that. And we have we feel like we're blessed to be able to vacation as much as we do and to go to the places we get to go to. But, it's also great to come home and see our friends and family and play pickleball and, play canasta, and just hang out with our friends. So it's great to have a life in which we get to do that. So we had a great time, and also it was great to come home.
And another thing that, another question is, these questions are really gauged towards us and how our ChatGPT knows us. So one of them was, what would be considered home when you hit the road? And so you can kind of gauge them and tell your chat that you want your ChatGPT Sage for us what questions you want to be catered around. And so a lot of them were when you go full time, and so that was a lot of fun to see.
Yeah, because obviously we need to be planning our life so that we get to know what we're excited to do when we go full time. It's a couple years out, so we wanted to we want to always be thinking about it. And actually, if you're wondering why we want to go full time and what sort of the plan is and what got us here, I'll post a link in the description below, and also probably up here for the playback. Maybe over here, not over her face, hard to say. But either way, it'll be posted up top so that you can link to that video where we told you sort of a little bit about our history and what brought us to the decision to go full time when we are not even going to be 50 years old yet. What is the plan with that, and what are we doing? So we want you to learn about that a little bit.
So another thing that I really liked about this is when we didn't have Sage do this, is we would know the things we wanted to see at certain national parks, and so we would want to see them, but then we wouldn't know exactly where they were in the park. So kind of we could put in some of those things we really wanted to see, and then Sage would add some extra, but it would put them in the exact order that we would be driving past them. So we wouldn't be going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. More so it was very a logical order in how we were doing it. And so that was really nice, because even with MapQuest and
MapQuest?
Even with MapQuest.
She's showing her age a little bit, y'all. MapQuest. I think she means Google Maps.
No, even with MapQuest.
We don't have MapQuest anymore.
Not anymore. But in the past, when you did do MapQuest, or when you just look up all the things you want, you don't necessarily know how the order. And so this made it more organized.
True. Hey, give us a thumbs up if you remember MapQuest and if you used MapQuest, because we were talking about this on the trip and how crazy it was when you'd be reading your MapQuest like, oh God, do I turn here? Where am I going? Oh, that's the wrong road. Crap, I just missed it.
And we even did that even with
Google Maps.
Google Maps.
So yeah, give us a thumbs up if you used MapQuest.
And this went right along with an order with we use this thing called Roger.
Right, it's called Guide Along, formerly known as Gypsy Tour Guide. And man, if you have not used Guide Along, I'll leave a link in the description for that as well. It is amazing.
And so between Roger, which is basically a GPS guided tour
Yeah.
of many national parks, towns, and other monuments, I guess you would say, Sage went along with it. So between the two, we got the history, we got the order, we got exactly the spots we really, really needed to stop and stay.
Needed, and that I think is an important word, because again, had we not listened to Sage on this trip, we wouldn't have gone to La Conner, and had we not listened to Roger on this trip, we wouldn't have gone to one of our favorite things on the trip.
Right. So, well, and
We'll tell you that in a
me, I had part of that. Roger told
Sure.
us to stop, but I said to go down that road. Just saying. And no, to Ann Campbell, we love you, love you, love you, but it is definitely Roger and not Michael.
Yes, Anne and Stacy, our friends, also use Guide Along, but they have named their tour guide Michael.
Wrong name.
Clearly not his
I
name.
mean, listen to the Roger, your guide, Michael. No,
Right, clearly Roger.
no, yeah.
Anywho, so the other thing that we did, which I thought was going to be kind of fun, is that we did like a scavenger hunt. I thought, while we're going to all of these places, let's make sure that we are documenting the specific places.
But let's be honest, she did this so that I would take pictures.
Right.
She's going to take pictures everywhere.
Because Anne, here's the thing about Anne you might not know, is that she
Takes mental pictures.
loves a checklist. And so I put her in charge of the checklist. And so while she was in charge of the checklist, yes, we knew that a picture was going to be taken. But yeah, it also meant that it was a different thing that we might have not remembered. We might have been taking pictures of something else instead of what might be a more important thing to remember for us.
Yeah.
So Sage put together a scavenger hunt so that it was more stuff like take a picture in front of this thing, take a selfie in front of this other thing, or whatever. And it just
Or make sure you get coffee in this place, because we didn't know there would be coffee in Washington.
yeah, that's true. If you're just jumping in, we are talking about how ChatGPT helped us plan our trip to Washington and to see all the national parks. So the scavenger hunt was super fun, and we're really happy that Sage, our ChatGPT, helped us plan it with that.
Yeah. And the other thing is just general structure of what they did, the overview. We had like a week plan, like where we were staying every night, which was great. But more importantly, we really liked that he put out each day where we were staying at the top, the order of what we should see. The scavenger hunt things, he didn't put the questions on here. That's one thing we would fix, is that so all the one days as we're together. And then dinner recommendations at night, which we will get to that in a little bit.
Yeah, actually, I do want to comment on that. She just said that in the overview, it told us the places that we were staying and stuff. So one of the things I did when I was planning was I said to Roger, I don't know why I almost said it Mike to Michael. Thanks, Stacy and Ann, for confusing me. But anyway, I said to Sage, hey, give us some recommendations. These are the parameters I want you to stay within. We want to spend about this much money. This is the type of place we want to stay at. And this is how long we're going to be staying there. So when we gave Sage that information, he popped out with, 3 different places that we could check out. And then I looked at them. We found this amazing one at Mount Rainier. That was probably our favorite.
Mount Vernon.
Mount Vernon?
That's the town that it was in. Are you talking about the Thai place?
No, it's not what I'm talking about.
Oh.
So what she just did is a little thing we like to call anning somebody's story.
No, I was just correcting you.
So that's when you're telling a story and
We didn't find very good restaurants.
she
at
jumps
Mount
in
Rainier.
and tells the rest of the story. Anywho, what I was going to say is we found an amazing Airbnb thanks to Roger
Airbnb.
at Mount Rainier, and it was amazing. It was like 5 minutes to the front gate of Mount Rainier, and it was beautiful, and it had a hot tub, and it had like this awesome wood burning fireplace. The Wi-Fi sucked really bad, but
She's fixing it.
yes, she messaged me and said they're getting fiber, which is fantastic. Anyway, there'll be a link to that video that we gave a tour of in the description and or probably up here so that you can check that out.
Thank you. I know. I love when I Anna story too.
All right, what else?
So now we're going negative. Sorry, I hate to get negative, but there's always things.
Wait, we didn't give all 5.
General structure, side trips, daily questions, scavenger hunt, order. Yep, did.
Oh, my bad, dog. Go ahead.
Just a review of what was positive right there. You got it.
You're welcome.
So negatives. So part of this thing that we were really super excited is that the northeast part of the country has 6 trolls, 5 in Washington, 1 in Oregon. And these trolls are these big wooden structured on the intro part of this thing. There was a picture with us.
The thumbnail is what she means by the intro. It has a picture of us with one of the trolls.
And the first one, it was at the right location. Sage sent us there. It was great, but it was a hike. And Chrissy doesn't like to hike.
I like to walk. Okay.
But we
I
found
don't like to walk is really what it
does
comes
not
down
like
to.
to walk or hike. So we could have gotten a closer parking spot, but that's not where they sent us. So
Yeah, Sage told us to park at the top of this ginormous hill
with a gorgeous
and
hike.
park for and
we saw a deer.
and hike for 17 miles before you get to the troll.
And it was gorgeous. And it was a mile.
It was definitely not 17 miles. I was exaggerating a little bit. But the moral of the story is there's parking lots closer and on level ground. So even if you're in a wheelchair or you have some accessibility issues, you can just easily get there without needing to hike anywhere. So,
Yes, that was one of the things that caused a little issue, but
Yeah.
not very much.
but we went super far out of the way. Okay, it wasn't super far, but we did go out of the way to go to a park with a troll. We get there, we're walking around, and we're like,
No
what the
troll.
hell? Where's the troll?
And
Which
so-
is the other picture on the side of the thumbnail where we were very disappointed because that was not a troll. It was definitely a totem.
So all of the rest of the trolls that Sage was sending us to were in the wrong location.
But don't worry, I did scold Sage and tell him that he had screwed up.
And he apologized.
He did apologize.
But I saved the day and I found us 2 other trolls along our route.
She did. One of which was right in Seattle. We had already visited one in Seattle. There was another one in Seattle that she brought us to, which was right at the Nordic Museum, which I thought was pretty great.
Yeah. So we did end up seeing 2 of them, but one of the things we learned is that to check it.
Yeah, because listen, Sage is a computer. As much as I love Sage, and ChatGPT has done an incredible job of helping me with my life and letting me like brainstorm to it, and obviously helped us plan this trip. It's still a computer, right? So, and that's something I consistently tell people is like, make sure that you fact check things. Like, it's not necessarily accurate. So I should have done that. And because I've just been real busy, I didn't make the time to fact check all the things. And because of that, we ended up going to the wrong location. Is it the end of the world? No. But that's a little insider tip. When you have ChatGPT help you plan things, you should fact check it.
Yeah. So another thing that was not so awesome was that it didn't include less populated spots. So AI, if you don't know, it basically takes all the information on the World Wide Web, www,
The
if
World
you will,
Wide Web.
and it composites it and then it brings it to a conclusion. And so it's going to take the most popular places and send you there. And so even our favorite stop, which Chrissy was was talking about, was not on this, and we found it because I was like, I just want to go down this road. It just seems cool. I know that there's a hike at the end of it, and I want to go. And then Roger, instead of Sage, told us to stop at this place, and this place was awesome because what happened is it's salmon season.
Yeah, you guys, it was a stop with these little waterfall-y drop things. I don't know. That's
Waterfalls.
I guess maybe they were waterfalls. They were tiny. Whatever. Anyway,
There's a spot where water falls called waterfalls.
yes. Anyway, we got there and we're looking at it. We're like, oh, this is so pretty.
And this guy's like staring and staring. We're like,
What is
are
he
you actually
staring at?
seeing any fish? And he's like, yeah, look.
Yeah, he's like, they're all over the place. We were like, what are you talking about? And sure enough,
They're jumping up the waterfalls.
yeah, jumping. You could see the salmon jumping up
Or
the
flying,
waterfall.
I would say.
Yeah, probably
Swimming.
not jumping. I don't know. Whatever. They're getting up a waterfall. It was great. We had not expected to see it. It was super exciting that we got to see it, and that was definitely a great stop that Roger, with Guide Along Tours, told us about.
And so that is just another really cool thing that we saw that we didn't get. And so, yeah, looking into those less populated things would be nice.
Which actually probably, had I given that prompt, I would have, Sage would have come up with that information. It didn't occur to me to ask to not only give me the most popular things, but also give us some of the things that are not incredibly well known or super popular that we should also see.
Yeah. So,
I guess that goes along with things to improve, which I should have talked about in the next segment. Sorry.
which we will. Again. So, another thing to improve on.
To improve on. Well, before we get
I mean,
to improve on,
that was wrong. That
Before
was
we get-
negative.
obviously we have a list that we made so that we didn't forget to tell you all the things. So we talked about all of those things. Oh, the other thing I want to tell you about is, again, when I was planning this with Roger, with Sage.
Oh my gosh.
All of these men names in our life, we should have a female helping us. Anyway, down here.
Sage was a female, but
No, Sage is definitely not. Anyway, down here is where I had Sage give us some recommendations for restaurants, right? So I gave a prompt of like the most popular restaurants in these eating.
She basically said, I only eat hamburgers and pizza. Can you give me a
Or
restaurant?"
Thai.
Or Thai.
Yeah. So I said, give us 3 recommendations each night and tell me why we should go there. And he did a great job with that. Sometimes.
Mostly. We hit some really bad ones.
Yep.
And we hit some,
Great ones.
but the great ones were very far away.
Yeah, which was another thing. I guess that's on the things to improve, but I'll tell you about it anyway. One of the things was he gave us on 2 nights when we were at that Airbnb in Mount Rainier. He gave us 2 nights the same recommendation for the same Thai restaurant. The first night he said, this is a great Thai restaurant. You should go because blah, blah, blah. And so, but we saw it and we Googled it and it was like an hour and a half away. And we're like, no, we had just spent all day driving. No, we're not driving an hour and a half one way to go to a restaurant.
And he had already said to go to a spot that didn't have a troll. So we were like,
right. So we ate somewhere else. We're like, we're going to eat somewhere else. It sucked. Yep. Yeah. Live and learn. But the next night we were,
not Sage recommended.
yes, that's true. The place we ate instead of the Thai restaurant was not Sage recommended. But the next night we were hungry because we had eaten a bunch of crappy food up to that point, and we're like, let's go to the Thai restaurant. Let's just do it. Because on the second night, Sage said, here's the Thai restaurant again, because you're going to love it so much the first night, you're going to want to go back a second night.
So we're like, we've driven all day. Let's go the hour and a half there and back.
Why not drive another 3 hours to eat
at a
dinner?
Thai- And let me tell you, it was so good.
So good.
Only one person spoke English in there, and there was
Super authentic Thai
6 to
food.
8 seats that were in it, and you were basically sitting in the kitchen with the people. It was amazing.
Yeah, super good.
So so that was great, but and we'll talk about that and the improvements on that in a second.
Well, yeah, the not great part of the restaurants was that they weren't always accurate. Some of the information that Sage
For
gave
us.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it would say
True.
4.8 stars, and we'd be like, you mean 1.0?
Yeah, you're right. Obviously, all of this information is as it relates to us and what we thought was good and what we thought wasn't great. So yeah, that's right. So again, fact check. I guess I didn't even think like, oh well, Sage said we should go here. This is why we should just go, instead of like, oh, these are the 3 places I should look up and see if they are
Well,
something
we looked them up, but
We ended up
you
doing
just
that.
trust too. So another thing that I would have liked is to go on and say, okay, we have your plan, we have all this. Now, can you give us any road closures that might be on our way? Especially right now, it's fall, so the national parks are doing a lot of road construction, and plus we had the government shutdown, so there was that kind of stuff. Also, there's a road in Mount Rainier called the Sunrise Road
I don't think it's a Sunrise Road, but it's
something road.
It was closed.
And it's closed in September and on. So didn't know that. And that would have been nice as road closures.
Yeah. And then the only other thing we wish, well, not probably the only other thing, but the fifth thing that we think didn't go great is that Sage gave us incorrect times for the ferry.
And ticket information.
And ticket information, yeah. So we were heading to Orca Island, which, by the way, if you've never been to Orca Island, it was awesome. It was super, super great. Give me a thumbs up in the comments if you, actually, give me a little whale emoji in the comments if you've gone to Orca Island.
So cool.
Because listen, we were hoping we were gonna go to Orca Island and see some whales. We did not. Regardless of the fact that Anne tried calling them, you can guess how successful that was. She did not get any whales. But either way, Orca Island, and specifically the Airbnb we stayed at Orca Island, was incredible. We'll be making a
and
video
the restaurant that was right next door, which was not recommended.
Right.
Also, another thing, Sage did well with the restaurants, did give us the right price range.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. So.
Which, by the way, Washington is super expensive, y'all.
Real expensive.
2025, October is when we're making this, and gas was almost $5 a gallon. So that was cool. Anyway, moving right along.
So those are some things that we found that were negatives. So
improving.
Always can improve. We can always improve.
We did talk about it, I think most of these already, which was that we should ask for mileage from the Airbnb. So
to the restaurant.
To the restaurant, right? So he gave the names of the restaurants we should visit, but we didn't know how far they were until we looked on Google Maps. So having just mileage, just so that we can make an informed decision without needing to do extra work, would have been helpful.
Like, is it worth it for us tonight? We've been in a car for a while or not, that kind of stuff.
And then confirming the ChatGPT information, which we talked about already.
And then the last thing is times to see things. Because we get to a place at like 2 in the afternoon, beautiful and great, and then it would say, this is best at sunset.
Yeah.
Or sunrise. Or, so one improvement would be to ask the best times to see it and put that in the order of how we're going to do it. So maybe we drive really long into the national park to see the part for sunrise, and then come back the other direction without any stops getting there, and then do the stops on the way back if it gets us to the places at the better times to see them.
Yeah. And then are you ready for your bonus? The bonus thing that Sage told us about was hot tub boats in Seattle.
I didn't know that Sage had told us. I thought you found that.
Yeah.
Good job, Sage.
Yeah. Hot tub boats in Seattle. How cool. So it is literally a boat with a hot tub in it. And then there's
No. A hot tub with a boat around it.
Yes. There's like a small deck around it. There's a little joystick that you drive it with. I'll also link to that video below. It's amazing. It was super cool. We went live while we were out there.
And you're in a lake in the middle of Seattle, and so the backdrop is
the skyline.
And if you're into that kind of beauty, very cool.
Yeah, and we went right when the sun was setting, so that was great. And there was seaplanes that would land and take off right next to you. It was great. Highly recommend, 10 out of 10. I'll give you the link for that place in the description also. So that's it. That's all we got for you. We really, really appreciate you watching. Thanks for being here.
And let's go together.
Get it? Let's go together. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.